Thanks for staying with us. So, still on the issue of insecurity, President Muhammadu Buhari recently emphasized the need for the support of the United States and other important and strategic partners in combating the security challenges facing Nigeria. He said the support was necessary because the consequences of insecurity in Nigeria would affect all nations. Now we have with us House of Representatives. We have the Honourable Satomi of Satomi Ahmad of representing Jere Federal Constituency of Borno State joining us on the show. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Good morning.
Good to have you on the show. Our callers can call us on 081-270-53687, also 091-390-7694. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourVTVC so we can read your tweet. All right, Honourable Satomi, yesterday we witnessed that the House was asking the federal government to declare a state of emergency because, obviously, for the insecurity that we see. Could you tell us what the next steps are? Now you've asked for this, but what's the next step? What are you going to do to insist? And I hear that you've actually also called for the service chiefs to come to appear before the House. Could you tell us, give us an update on this?
Thank you very much for this program and wonderful program you have been doing on security issues across Nigeria. Yesterday, the Speaker, Right Honorable Abdul Hakim Oluwafemi Bajabiamila, and all the 360 members were in the chambers, not happy, and then went to a closed-door meeting, which is the executive session, and then deliberate up to about 5 hours on the issue of the nation's security. And then we came up with a resolution, and then the first of the resolution is asking the president to declare a state of emergency in the nation's security sector, which this is one of the things that we call when we invited the president last. And then, if you know, I was the one who even raised the issue, and these are my prayers. And then yesterday, all the House have resolved, and then to ask the president to declare a state of emergency. Declaring the state of emergency will give room to the securities and the government to act outside the rule of engagement. That's the basic reason why, and then we ask for the state of emergency. And we hope the executive and the federal government will respond quickly, particularly the president, to respond. We want to see an action, and then let's bring an end to this widely condemned insecurity that has never been seen in this part of the country in the first couple of years.
Declaring a state of emergency would mean physically? Is this curfews being set? Is this more soldiers being sent across the nation? What exactly would that mean?
Quick addition.
Not only limited to curfew, and it's just acting outside the rule of engagement. For instance, if you want to bring mercenaries, if you want to invite outside forces, it's not there in our constitution. So unless you declare a state of emergency, that our laws entails that you can act outside the rule of engagement, because the thing is going out of hand. The war we are facing is a guerrilla war. It's not a conventional war that the military and other security agencies are fighting. So therefore, I think you can first only declare a state of emergency so that you will act outside the ambit of the law. If you want to bring mercenaries, if you want to invite other forces, if you want to recruit without due federal character, rule of engagement, and the rest. So unless you have a certain declaration that will give you room that you will act, or the military to act outside their rules of engagement. So that is the first thing we consider as a house and as a representative of the people, because we peel the veins, and then the veins of Nigerians. Nigeria is bleeding, as everybody knows, and therefore it's not time for us to play into politics or gallery. Nigerian project on security is beyond everybody. It's beyond every one of us. It's beyond everyone in this country. So therefore, we all resolve in regards to our affiliation, where we came from, ethnicity, religion. This is the first time I saw a very organized house. All came together under one Nigerian project.
All right.
And we all ask give a credit to the speaker for bringing us such idea for us to sit down and deliberate across only for Nigeria. Okay. And I'm very much proud to be a Nigerian on that.
Okay, sir. Many people would doubt that our representatives feel the pain that we are feeling. Many people would doubt that statement because it took a pretty long time before this deliberation took place. And things had really escalated before this deliberation took place. So apart from the state of emergency, short term, because this state of emergency is a proposition which might still take a while before it gets implemented, right? So what is the short term project that can be done? Eboyin just was burning just yesterday. Same thing is happening in Imo, Anambra. If you go to Kaduna, go to Niger State, we still have a case of flag hoisted by Boko Haram. And your own state is also under crisis. So in the short term, how can the school children feel safe? What is going to be done now? And what's the timeline for the implementation of this state of emergency?
We are expecting from yesterday. By now, we hope that the presidency have come up with a statement on that because the thing is going out of hand. If you look at Niger State, where they host the flag, is just about 200 kilometers away from the seat of power. So definitely something has to be done urgently. That's why we say first declare state of emergency. We want to know what the satellite Nigeria imaginary system is doing, because we're supposed to have a satellite that is giving proper information, proper imaginary pictures to our security formations, to our security personnel. And then, above all, what are the intellects doing? There must be, I am sure, an intelligent report before all such kind of attacks are being carried out by all these hoodlums and criminals. So therefore, we want a situation whereby the military, the defense intelligence, and then the other security forces to tell us more about what our satellites doing. And then I have seen one of our recommendations by the president asking, pride aside, for an intervention from the United States. This way win forward ahead, because these are one of our prayers since for a long, because it's not an issue of pride, it's not an ego. Definitely this thing is beyond us, because if you look at the number of the security forces across Nigeria and our population, definitely the thing is overwhelming. There was an tentative security statistic showing that the small arms within the proliferation of small arms and ammunition in the hands of non-recognized actors, that's the bandits, Boko Haram, kidnappers, and the rest, is about 1.8 million, while the weapons in the hands of security formation across Nigeria is not beyond 680,000. It's about 3 times. So definitely it's high time. What we have at stake now for us to curtail this thing immediately is our numbers. Let the federal government massively, as a matter of emergency, recruit. And this recruitment process will only come when there is a state of emergency declared, so that all form of federal character bureaucracy will be broken, and then will recruit massively. Our numbers is our strength. If you look at the number of youths ready to join and to do this thing, even on a volunteer basis, I have practiced this one. We have seen it in Maiduguri, and it works.
Right, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, I like this last point you made, and I think we'd like to dwell on it for a minute. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining the conversation is the former Assistant Director, DSS, that's Department of State of Security Services, Mr. Dennis Amakri. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, ladies.
So we'll come to you in a second. I'd like to let BC ask our guest, our Honourable Satomi, a question. Go ahead, please.
Honourable Satomi, sometimes I feel like we're not dealing with the root issues, and I do not see the sincerity of trying to solve this problem of insecurity. Because so far, we've had allegations that
The army has been compromised. The police is compromised. There are people in positions of power who are sponsoring these bandits and kidnappers and all of that. We've had that allegations. And some governors have come out to say, we know where these people are. We know this, we know that. Till today, in your conversations, there is no blueprint on how you can bring out people within you that are sabotaging this fight for insurgency. So if you have a state of emergency and you people are not sincere to yourselves, I do not understand how you want to solve the problem if amongst you there are people who are sabotaging you. So how sincere are you when you come together to have this sort of conversations? I just want to know that.
Thank you very much. The issue of after declaring emergency, how sincere governors complaining or saying that they know all this, I think this era has passed because the thing is overwhelming now. It's beyond lamentation. It's time for an action. What I am trying to say here is that if a governor will cry out in the name of federal government, so definitely something is wrong at the center point. That's the presidency. Maybe the president is not aware, or the president, those that surround him in court, they are not telling him the truth and what to do. And then I mentioned one of the most important part of it is commitment. I think in the sight of the presidency, the commitment and the political will is not there. That is the true matter of it. But we as a House of Rep, you will remember once I said on this similar program that sacking the service chief is only one factor. But having the problem solved, changing the tactics, adopting technology, working within the system in a sincere manner, that is the major factor affecting our security forces today in this country. All right, thank you for military or police.
Let me pause you for a second because thank you for taking us there. Let me come to our guest in the studio, Mr. Dennis Bakri. Sincerity is the word that I think BC has raised. Are we sincere? Because we keep talking about what's the solution, and nobody seems to understand the solution. But we prefer solutions, but sometimes it collapses in our faces. Governor Autonomy was saying just yesterday that they should give everybody AK-47s. You know, we'll all go there. We have the numbers. Let's go out and face them. In your view, is there sincerity on the part of government to actually deal with this insecurity?
You know, we can call it different names. Either sincerity, political will, or whatever, but I think we have not been ready to solve this problem. You know, because when you look at it, it is taking us so long, and then it has colorations, political colorations, religious colorations, ethnic colorations, and all this, you know, coming to, because that's where the sincerity comes from, where if we're not sincere to take care of it, when a problem starts, you'll see somebody will come up, even in the National Assembly there, you know, and then start defending, you know, what is indefensible at that time. Because if we have a national interest, I think that is the major issue. We don't have a national interest. If we have a national interest, everybody will look at that national interest.
We have regional interest.
Yeah, we have regional interest, you know, exactly, you know, state interest, tribal interest. So anytime, even appointments, when federal government appoint people, the first thing Nigerians do is run through the list. How many Calabar people are there? How many Igbos are there? How many Fulanis are there, you know? So that lack of national interest is what is making us, you know, impeding our progress. I just love
the way that you have broken it down, because many times when we talk about being insincere, people have come up with theories. You know, we call them conspiracy theories. Oh, there must be something, there's an agenda. Yes. But I think it is even a lot more worse. That is the fact that we do not have a national interest. We have all sorts of interests. Yes. And so my question would be, and that's what we have constantly asked, because we've asked for the change of service chiefs. The Honourable here mentioned we need to use technology. Is it that we did not think about that until now? That we're looking to look at technology? How does the DSS, what sort of intelligence does the DSS provide, you know, the government and those on the field?
Yeah, I need to take you to, like, the last time I visited the DSS, you know, they've even improved further than when I was there, you know, where they have a department, technological applications, and stuff like that. But again, when you compare them to the world level, they still need some new you know, things, because things are changing on a daily basis. So it is not a matter of whether we are going to use technology or not. We are going to, first of all, have the political will to say that we want to restructure, because there need to be a review. When they were asking for the change of the service chiefs, of course, I was one of those who said that, look, changing them is not going to be the solution, because if they go away, of course, they've been there for too long. Let them relax and let new ideas come into play. But you cannot pour new wine into an old bottle and then expect it to also do certain things.
Let me take Emeka. Emeka, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning, all. Good morning, the panel, and good morning to the guests. I want to quickly make a comment on, with respect to the issue of insincerity. Now, when we talk about insincerity, we should narrow it down to our individual beings as a part and parcel of this nation. It starts with each and every one of us. The insincerity starts from all of us. Then the guest you have over there from Abuja, the National Assembly member, is a product of this society. He's a product of a particular family. He has relatives. He goes home. He can't say he's ignorant of what happens in his own family. So the insincerity comes from all of us. If we can have a collective decision and say that, look, I will stop being myself and be a Nigerian first, we'll go a long way. Like the former director of DSS said, if we can decide to rally around ourselves, not to look at Buhari is not doing well. Buhari is an individual. He may not even get to hear 10 stories that you hear in a day. He might decide to take a particular decision today. But it is upon us to be honest within ourselves. I come from the southeast. I am in the north. Someone else comes from the southwest and lives in the east. You should be able to make your east your home. This is where we got it all wrong amongst ourselves. So, but if we can, I think it boils down to what the press sends out at any given point in time. I might be very honest with everybody here that at some point I decide not to listen to news. Because what...
Thank you very much, Emeka. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us for break.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest, Honourable Satomi from Benue State, still here, from Borno, actually. And we still have with us former Assistant DSS Director, Mr. Makri. Well, thank you for staying with us. Yes, Toko had a question.
Yeah, so we moved what trying to solve the problem by digging to the roots, because the fruits we are seeing is a result of the roots. And if we can deal with the roots, we'll deal with the fruits. So one of the things that we've highlighted is the fact that there is insincerity on the part of many of our leaders and insincerity on the part of all citizens. Right. And it is spiraling. But another issue that is at the root of this is the fact that we're not united. We're not united. Everybody is selfish. Yes. And our selfishness influences everything we're doing. And the selfishness, because the Honourable that spoke said that, I've never seen us more united. We all came together and we spoke with one voice, and I'm like, really? Like, since how many years? Seriously? Like, when Lia Sharibu said she has given birth to 2 children, like how many people needed to die for us to see everybody meet, have a closed 5-hour intense meeting? Are you just waking up to the fact that this country is under fire? So, is it because, you know, so there are many, like, why have we, what can...
Let's get the question out now, because I know we're all lamenting.
No, so for me, it is, to the 2 guests that we have, one to the Honourable, what changed, and how can we effectively use this change that we have, this united National Assembly, to push a quick policy that will solve the root problems, which is, can we be one?
Or is it, I mean,
I want him to answer from his own end.
Okay.
What changed to make us come together? And now that we have come together, that we're speaking with one voice, what are we going to, can we use this leverage of unity to push policies that would bring us together?
Honourable Senator. Satomi, are you there?
Hello?
Did you get that question?
No, I didn't. Can you let her come again, please?
Okay, sir. I said it's finally the entire National Assembly speaking with one voice. According to what you said, there's a sincerity on unity on how to deal with the insecurity. I'm saying that what changed, because we on this show have been saying that we've had issues of insecurity since 2015 with the president's administration. So what exactly changed, and how do we use this united front now to push a policy that will deal with the roots? Because if we have state of emergency, that's still dealing with the fruits. How do we deal with the root of uniting Nigeria?
Thank you very much. As I told you, we are united, one voice, and we call for state of emergency. And if you look at the other resolution, including giving full local government autonomy, because this local government autonomy is like you are giving a power to the local government, because all these criminals are being recruited in the local government, because the local government has no power, have no access to their resource, is being controlled by the governors. The governors have so much powers, and also the presidency. That's why we asked the president to give a local government autonomy to implement fully and other resolution. And believe me, majority of us are of the view that if the president had...
Okay, but while he's pausing, do you agree with him that giving that local government autonomy would actually...
This juncture cannot do that. Even his vice president has the as an issue of capacity.
Okay, it's breaking. We can't hear. It's there's a lag, sir. We can't have... I can't hear, but I think I got the point of what you're saying. So two things I'd like to ask you. Yes. Do you agree with him
that...
Can
you hear me now?
Yes, 1 second, but I'll come back to you, sir. Do you agree with him that local government autonomy will help in stop recruitment of these from the source? And also, I want you to link that up with what Governor Autumn said, that we should give everybody AK-47, that would be able to, if we do that, we can actually begin to face this insurgency for all corners of the country. Let's just...
Okay, firstly, local government autonomy, yes. In fact, we don't have to wait for the president to give an executive order. It's in our constitution. We have 3 tiers of government. And these 3 tiers, the local government is definitely there. But what is happening is that their functions have been usurped. Yeah. And then, of course, their money, financial autonomy, which they don't have, So they are closer to the people. And we believe that even development should start from there. So is crime. Crime starts from a locality.
Right.
So if we give them autonomy, give them even their local government sheriffs, they should be able to, handle the criminal situation before it blows out into a national one. Okay, that's by the side. The second one was...
second one is everybody was saying that we should offer, that we have the numbers. There are a lot of young people out there who don't have anything to do. Give them and let them face these insurgents.
I think people like Governor Tom, who's saying that, should look at a bigger picture. Because when we start to put arms in the hands of everybody... Even husbands who come home and their food is not ready will shoot his wife. Somebody who is driving and somebody just brush you. See, our tempers are too high.
See America.
You just get out, carry the gun.
We'll start shooting people. What is needed is for us to control arms. Control arms, and then, of course, if those who are going to have arms, including the police, should be trained properly to handle them. Because you hear of accidental discharge, you hear of all kinds of things, it's because people are not trained to handle that weapon. So I will not suggest that you give arms to everybody, but I understand where the governor is coming from. He wants security for everybody. So for those people who are holding the arms should be able to respond appropriately.
Right.
So, I know I'm not a leader, you know, but when I want to solve a problem, I like to highlight the problem so that you fashion out the modalities to solve them one after the other. So when you identify the problem, then you start looking for the solution. Because if you mix up everything, like Nigeria is doing now, the presidency is doing, they are mixing up. So they can't even place what to do and what not to do to solve the issues. The issues are there, and we as onlookers, you know, from the outside, we are seeing the issues. One of the issues I have discovered is the fact that the security agencies do not work in sync. They don't work together. There's no collaboration. I think about 2 weeks ago, we had something that happened in one of the schools, and the army was able to rescue some of the students before they were abducted. And then the police took glory, and the army was upset. And, you know, it was nearly beginning to cause, like, a fracas amongst them. Now, if we have a problem of insecurity and our security agencies do not see themselves as working towards a national good, how do we solve this issue?
Okay. First of all, you are a leader.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody's a leader. And I got this experience from working with international companies where they don't deal with workers. They deal with leaders. And leaders work in teams. And if they are in teams, they all contribute. And that's how companies that are even international grow. But when you have a smaller one thinking of leader, everybody looks to the leader for direction, you know. So anyway, that's by the side. Now for the other one where security agencies are working in silos, it's because of the way, number one, how they were created. Remember that the original security structure we have in Nigeria was the Nigerian Constabulary, which later metamorphosed into the Nigerian police. And this security structure has been cannibalized, and, you know, anything happening, and they say, oh, we are now a nation, bring out army from them. Even the Nigerian army is from the police. Oh, Mortala has been killed. Oh, we don't have an intelligence organization. Bring out the NSO, which later became the SSS, DSS now. Oh, we are having financial issues. So what do we do? EFCC, bringing out from the police. So you find out that the police have been cannibalized. And when they are doing all these things, the police itself, the motherboard, has been abandoned.
Yeah.
That's why you see the police, you know, they said, oh, after all, you know,
we are nobody.
Nobody cares for us. Nobody respects us. And of course, they will find a way to survive. And that's what they are doing.
Let me pause you for a second, because that's an important point you just made. There's a caller who's been holding for a while. Good morning, Jonah. Are you there? Are you there, Jonah? I think we lost that call. So, I mean, you just made a really important point, the fact that we're not together. And the police, because there's issue of complicity. Let me go on a break. When I come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. I would like to come to you because of the incessant attacks on the police stations, on the police apparatus, the fact that our police seem quite helpless. And you, I mean, as a former assistant director, DSS, what would you advise to be the way to get back the glory of the police? Because, I mean, a police, even ordinary Lekki here, the Okada riders were formed themselves against the police. So what can we do to strengthen them and get back that glory of that role as policing our nation?
First of all, we have to, thank you for that question. We have to have a Nigerian police service. A Nigerian police service. A police that will be there to help Nigerians. Because we are having a backlash of a colonial mentality. Because, like I said, when the Hausa Constabulary was formed, in Ikoyi here, they were set up to protect the colonial guys. And because that was the situation, the Nigerians became the enemy, while the other people were the people they were protecting. At independence, the Oyibo people left. And the new Ogas came in, who are the politicians. And that's why you see today we are saying that Nigeria police is just below 400,000, but about 100 and something thousand are dedicated to following big people around. You know, and that's how they see it. They see it as a situation where they are there to protect, not all Nigerians, but some section of Nigerians.
But sir, is the change of name going to make any difference if the change of ideology is still on ground?
It will be the start whereby, you know, they will start to, you know, there's supposed to be an orientation on them that, look, you are here to service the Nigerian people. You are supposed to show a man that, look, you are on one way. Don't you see the sign? Turn around and go back.
Whether it's a military convoy.
Yeah, instead of hiding and jumping or flogging people out of the way, you know, that is not what the police
let's go to Honourable Satomi for a moment. Yes, Mariam had a question for him.
So, Honourable Member, you mentioned initially when you were speaking, you said now the House has been united like never before. And I would like to find out, in what ways are they united? Because we have situations where if someone is called out for probably some sort of affiliation he may have or sort of relationship he may have with terrorists, banditry, kidnapping, we have some people who, because they are from that same state or that same region, they give their support to that person in spite of our national interests. So what are you saying when you say you are united? Are you now saying that we are putting all ethnic, religious, political affiliations aside and facing Nigeria as Nigerians? Simple. And no matter who is called, whether it's a brother or a sister or a colleague, we will put their names out if whatever they are doing is against the interest of Nigerians.
I'm facing Nigeria as Nigerians.
You're listening to the TV.
Or a colleague, we will put their name.
Honourable Satomi.
Yes, thank you. Exactly.
Yes. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're waiting for you to watch the TV. Yeah.
You're right. Exactly. What I mean by we are united is that we are speaking with one voice instead of the proper plenary. It's a tactic adopted by the speaker. Because how passionate he is, how concerned, how this thing is dear to him. So he just made an announcement, and then we all came under that. We put all such those things that you mentioned aside to face Nigeria. Unlike before, definitely criticism will come from all angles. But what
I think at this point, I would excuse the Honourable Member Satomi. I think we're having real connection issues, so that we can move on to our guest in the studio.
Question?
Yes, go ahead, BC.
Yes, so, you know, we have all clamored for external help. Everybody's saying we need national organizations to swoop in and save the day. But in your opinion, what sort of help do you think we need? What exactly should we be asking for? Because I know that a few times... Okay, answer the question.
Yes, we do need external help, not mercenaries.
Oh.
Because many people are saying, let's look for mercenaries to come and solve this. You know, that's not the way it works. Number one, if you bring mercenaries, you're going to demoralize your own troops. And then, of course, whatever money you are paying to them, you know, should be used for your own people. You know, and that's why we're even talking about this kidnap thing, zero tolerance. Now they're asking for 800 million. Do you know what 800 million can do in equipping our security forces? So those are external forces we know. But just now, I think the United States have come back again to say that they are ready to partner with us. The United States is ready always to make sure that wherever terrorism exists, they will support the people there to deal with it. Because that one of the national interests of America is the fight against terrorism. You know, and they will come. But sorry, let me try and land on this. So if the United States is coming to help us, there are a lot of technology, that very, very new ones that we can use. You know about the Niger Republic situation. Yeah. They came in there, although Nigerian troops helped them, you know, in going and locating the place, but they located it through their technology and then, of course, extract the guy. And these are satellite technologies that we will need, and we would have used it for long. But we also have to adjust our diplomacy, because some policies that we carry out in this country might not, because if it goes contrary to their own national interest, they will say no.
That's where the problem is.
We've ordered Tocanos. The Tocanos were denied us the first time. Then Trump came and said, okay, you can have it. We should have had it this month.
Expecting in June, I think, or July.
Now it has been shifted to June.
Yeah.
So, you know, these are all political intricacies that the normal public will not know. Yes.
Yeah, so that will bring me now to the question of how state governors are handling the cases of kidnappings going on in their states. And you know Governor El-Rufai has been on the front burner and for his stance on no ransom for kidnappers, despite the cries and the videos that we're watching. And many people think, oh, he must be heartless. Oh, it's because his children are not involved. As someone who is part of intelligence, what do you think? Do you think his stance is fine in this situation?
No, Governor Rufai is trying to correct his mistake. Because, I say so because Governor Rufai was paying ransom to bandits, even when they were not kidnapping people. He was paying them protection money, so to say, because it is there. It's in the media. It's not a new thing coming from me. You know, he was paying them, and then we keep on talking of zero tolerance to ransom, because after they receive the money, they come back to him. After they take the money, they come back. And he has come out to say, no more. Even if my son is kidnapped, I'm not paying. And that is what the people are saying, okay, if you don't want to pay, then you see what we can do. Yeah. That's the situation we have right now. But I am happy for the governor that at least he has come to the realization that anytime you give them money, they use it to go and, you know,
equip themselves.
Buy new arms. You know how much one AK-47 costs? More than 300,000-400,000.
Really?
Yes.
One?
Yes, one. So when you see these people carrying all that,
they're heavily funded
all over places, we now start talking of terrorism financing.
Yes, we're funding them.
Where is it coming from? I mean, you would think that in international organizations, they trace these funds. They're able to follow the money. Why are we unable to follow the money here?
Who is bankrolling them?
And we refuse to tell us who it is?
No, the thing is that we have been able to, the security services, to be fair to them, had arrested a lot of people. Up to about 900 or so.
Wow.
You know, and they're investigating them to make sure that at least they will get to the roots of, more intelligence on where the big money is coming from. And some of them are in Nigeria, some of them are outside the country.
Okay, so sir, it was shocking when we heard the Honourable confirm what we've heard before, that the ammunitions available to a lot of the bandits, the ammunitions available to bandits, Boko Haram bandits, is ×3 of what we have as a force. And because we've been hearing there was a 1 billion naira that was dedicated to empower the military. Where did the 1 billion naira go? All the money they have been paying the military to empower them, where did it go if these criminals still have more ammunition than us?
I don't think they have more ammunition than us, because armaments are, you know, big. But I don't know who went and actually counted it and said, okay, this is Nigeria own and this is, you know.
Maybe
so,
impact.
You know, those are generalized statements. They don't. But they could buy, you know, and from the black market, and then, of course, use them. Certain armaments they have will be bad to be in their hands, like anti-aircraft, you know, guns. But they could buy them, and maybe some of them have bought them, you know, which is very dangerous for our Air Force, for instance. All right. So these monies that are being circulated around, the security agencies are, I think, after it. I don't know the last part of your
Unfortunately,
question.
we have to run. I mean, we run out of time. But let me take a final words from Honourable Satomi Ahmed. Are you still there, sir? Hope our internet is good now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Fantastic. So let me get some final words from you. The way forward. I mean, I know the House is always having deliberations on this, and we're looking forward to the interview you plan to have, the question you have to have with the security chiefs. When is that going to happen, and is there any final words you want to give to us on this?
My final word is that the presidency should act fastly. First, we have to admit that our security forces are trying, but they are overwhelmed. So if they are overwhelmed, what are the immediate solutions we need to take? The immediate solution is that they should give some certain powers to the governors to share their security issues in their respective states. Or the president should communicate directly with the commanding officers in the front line. They will see us in the respective battalions that are more vulnerable, so that he will hear their challenges directly. In a quest that to solve the problem directly. These are some of the things and measures that has to be taken in.
Very important. I mean, I must say that Honourable Ahmed Satomi Ahmed has actually given us some really, really interesting contributions and suggestions to the federal government. We only hope that they listen. That's all we can say. Thank you, sir, for coming. We always have enjoyed when we hear from DSS, you know. Yeah, this really, really intelligent group. But I just only pray that the rest of those who are there now actually have answers to help and support the security. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we move on to another topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.